E aí galera, aqui é o Dragonfire, como vocês estão pessoal, tudo bem? Galera, é o seguinte, vamos continuar Hogwarts Legacy, pessoal, este jogão aí, mano, o jogo é muito bom, né, cara? Vamos continuar o jogo, beleza, pessoal? Então, vamos nessa! Continuar este jogão, vamos lá, galera!
If I'm honest, I wish I had something to boast about, but I'm hopeless at everything. Oh, I suppose
How nice to see you, my young friend.
So frustrating. You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful. Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu. But Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form, but she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
What are you up to now?
Professor, could you tell me how you and Natty ended up at Hogwarts?
I can. That is an easy question. We are here because of Professor Weasley.
You knew Professor Weasley when you were in Uganda?
I knew of Professor Weasley. As you may or may not be aware, Professor Weasley's work once took her around the globe. Without providing detail that is not mine to share, I can say that she was well known in our wizarding community for, well, sharing magical knowledge between countries.
Professor Weasley seems quite knowledgeable, so I'm not surprised to hear she'd do that sort of thing.
Indeed. Although I suspect there is much about each of your professors that would surprise and impress you. Such exchanges of information, ministry-sanctioned or not, have occurred for centuries. It was an African sorcerer, in fact, who shared the unlocking charm with a certain wizard from London. A thief, rather unfortunately.
I see.
But, back to your original question. Professor Weasley had heard of my work and life in Matabeleland, and my time teaching at Ouagadougou. She was deputy headmistress at Hogwarts by then, and when the position of divination professor became available, she contacted me. Her timing was perfect. I had just foreseen a change in Nat's size and my circumstances and knew that we needed to leave Uganda. Natsai was as ready as I was for a new adventure. So, off we went.
Natty has spoken of your move. She was quite kind to me my first day here, in Charms.
That sounds like Natsai. I'm glad she has found a friend in you. Now, I must return to my work. As I've told Natsai, do be careful. I had a vision earlier this year of her with a friend. Flying on winged beasts. Perhaps unsurprisingly, she will neither confirm nor deny my visions. Unless it suits her.
On another adventure, are we?
Bust the high wing! A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
You said this would repair the chasm between the two of you. How did you not expect him to react this way?
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bacalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it?
I can, Sir Lord Gok.
Just Lodgok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen, either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
What else should we know about the enchanted door?
The door will not open while the eye can see you. You and your friend must be invisible to it to gain access. From what I know of wizard magic, that shouldn't be too difficult to achieve.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see you soon.
What are Amit and I to do again?
Remain unseen to pass through the enchanted door.
Amit?
I will await.
The door is looking at us.
good at sneaking about. You'll see. Books so rarely prepare one for reality. A real goblin mine. It's even grander than I had expected. I cannot believe I met a goblin.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive fingers. Good for a good class.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward.
I still can't believe we're inside a real goblin mine. I've read about mines like this, but seeing one is something else altogether.
Aqui, to get across this gap somehow. Aqui. Armit, you'll need to stay close to me. I've dealt with worse enemies than these.
Such arrogance. Go and win. Such arrogance.
Accio.
Confirm. Meant for me. Fire.
Get us through here safely, Armit. You have my word. We're being watched by a door.
Right. Don't wish to be seen, do we?
Wingardium Leviosa.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Let's take a look around, Armit. See if we can find any plans.
Bound to be plans around here somewhere.
This might be the best meal I've had in years.
Confringo! Aqui! Bombarda! Confringo!
I won't rest. Dead.
Bombarda!
That's the last loyalist. Unfortunate, really. I'd imagine most goblins to be brilliant and kind. Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary. Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed. A schematic. They're building something. I can't quite make it out. Curious. I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here. If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Avada. Confringo.
You always had a lucky shot.
Defender.
Get away.
Confringo.
Is that it?
Nice try.
Too slow.
Levioso.
Almost.
Defender. Confringo. Levioso. Defender. Confringo. Levioso. Defender. Levioso. Confringo.
I won't rest.
Levioso.
This healing is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had expected. Another schematic. What are they going to build? This mine is too small for whatever it is.
Confringo. Also. Aqui. Aqui.
Devil's snare. Nasty stuff if we're not careful.
Not an entanglement we need right now. Luma.
Lumos!
Confringo. Bombarda. Confringo. Confringo. Bombarda. Confringo. Defender. Hit. Bombarda. Hit.
I don't think you I shall avenge your death.
Defender. Confringo. Bombarda.
Kill spells glance off of me. I've been fighting.
Confringo. Bombarda. Defender. Confringo. Bombarda.
Was that your best?
Confringo. Bombarda.
You almost had a lucky shot. You call that
Confringo.
spell casting?
Confringo.
Try again, I beg you.
Defender. Bombarda.
You're weak, human.
Defender.
Is that it?
Leviosa!
Places. Defender. Confringo.
Finish me.
Places. Defender.
Too slow.
Places.
Almost. Get away.
Incendio.
Miss me.
Defender.
This is almost too easy.
Confringo.
Defender. Get it. Rude. Why have you not run away? You think to die, do you?
Incendio. Confringo.
That's better. You won't get away with that.
Defender.
How many of them are there?
That should be the last of them, I'll meet. Capulso. Accio. Aqui. Don't think I've found all the plans. I'd best keep looking. Aqui.
Such arrogance.
Defender. Aqui.
Think you're clever, don't you?
Confringo.
That's the last loyalist. Unfortunate, really. I'd imagine most goblins to be brilliant and kind.
Lumos.
Lumos!
Lumos.
Lumos!
Aqui. Aloha Mora.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found.
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here.
Salve, Lucas, beleza, mano? Como vai? Suave, mano. Você tá de boa, cara? Como que você está, mano? Tranquilo.
We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift.
É óbvio que vai dar merda, né, cara?
Welcome sight indeed.
Não deu merda, não. Achei que ia dar merda. Tu já pensou, mano, lá nesse jogo, ô, Lucas? Teve uma hora que eu pensei, né, mano? Uma live dessa, tava jogando e pensei, mano, cara, tu já pensou, mano? Eu acho que esse, cara, muito louco. Já pensou todo mundo ali voando, né, Lucas, e tal, com a vacina? O jogo é tão bom, mano, os caras podiam fazer, talvez, mano. Acho que talvez ficasse bom, viu? Se os caras soubessem fazer também. Não podia ser um Red Dead 2 online, né?
Can we please talk about what just happened?
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday.
Escrever um livro sobre essa aventura, mano.
Without further ado, adieu.
Caraca, esse cara escreveu Harry Potter, mano, será? Foi por isso, mano. Tipo, tudo que ele passou, ele escreveu Harry Potter depois, mano. Viu, Lucas? Ele escreveu Harry Potter, caraca. Não acredito. Ele que escreveu Harry Potter, mano. Por causa de todas as aventuras, velho. Ele botou essas aventuras no livro.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site.
Nossa, Lucas, ia ser muito
She
da
was
hora.
studying something so intently that she almost didn't
Ia ser
notice
muito
me.
da hora.
When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
The reverence with which she talked of
Por que
goblins
será
and
que
their
eles não fizeram um
intelligence and
quadribol,
skill,
né, Lucas?
it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository.
Eu acho que foi desculpa, viu, Lucas? Eu
Ranrock
acho
was
que...
thrilled with our discovery, but
Desculpa não.
furious when I told him about
Mas eles
Miriam.
não queriam...
Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but
Eu acho que os caras não quiseram fazer, viu, mano?
after that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock
Eu
never
acho que eles não
found all
quiseram
of
fazer e
Bragball's
eles
gems,
botaram essa desculpa
but the
dessa
ones who
historinha
did
que o
find
diretor
suggest
proibiu, né?
that Bragball at some point
É isso que eles falam
built
na
a
história, né?
repository far greater in
Proibiu, o
size than the
diretor
one beneath
proibiu
Rookwood
o
Castle.
quadribol, né?
What you've discovered here
Mas acho que
today
eles não quiseram
worries
fazer,
me
não.
deeply.
Mas quem sabe numa
If
DLC,
Ranrock
né?
learns of the
Ou um segundo
location of
jogo,
that repository,
uma continuação talvez também.
I fear we shall be destined for a
Ou uma
great war.
continuação, uma DLC,
I
pode
will
ser.
find out what Ranrock knows.
Ia ser massa.
Watch for my
quadribol, né?
owl.
Pensou? Top, hein, mano. Caraca, mano. Top, cara. Recompensas não completadas no desafio. Plataforma de bolos. Mas beleza, pessoal. Essa foi a live. Essa de noite foi uma bem curta mesmo. Mas hoje a gente fez uma live gigante. Ontem a gente fez uma live de 10 horas. Não sei se foi ontem, acho que sim. Ou antes de ontem. Foi ontem ou antes de ontem. 10 horas. E hoje a gente fez muitas. A gente fez 3 lives, né? Contando com essa. Tamo junto, galera. Espero que vocês tenham curtido as lives. Valeu, Lucas, se você estiver ainda aí. Valeu pelo apoio em todas as lives aí hoje. Valeu todo mundo que assistiu, galera. Muito obrigado. Tamo junto. É nóis, galera. Valeu, hein? Valeu, pessoal. Tamo junto. Valeu, falou e fui, galera. Tamo junto. Fui.